Peter Beardsley's bullying and racism allegations definitely got him into serious trouble. There's no excuse for that kind of behaviour. But let's be real, no controversy, no scandal, nothing could ever take away from the incredible reputation he built as a player. His talent was simply undeniable. Beardsley's career was undeniably brilliant, but his time in football wasn't without controversy. The Football Association found him guilty of using racist and abusive language toward Newcastle United's U23 players, resulting in a 32-week ban from all football-related activities. This came after an investigation into complaints made by players. Even before the FA's ruling, Newcastle United had already conducted their own internal investigation into allegations of bullying, which ultimately led to Beardsley's departure from the club. These incidents were serious and cast a shadow over his post-playing career, but when it comes to his legacy as a player, his reputation remains untouched. His skill, vision, and unique style of play set him apart, making him one of the most memorable footballers of his time. What made Beardsley special wasn't just his ability to play killer through balls or his natural flair, though he certainly had plenty of both. It was the little things, the subtleties in his game, that made him truly stand out. While some players relied on power and precision, Beardsley had an incredible knack for the delicate touch. A simple flick of the outside of his boot could send the ball exactly where it needed to go. A clever, dinked pass could lift the ball just over a defender's outstretched leg, creating space where none seemed to exist. He had an instinct for the game that couldn't be taught. His unpredictability made him a nightmare for defenders, as he was capable of moments of magic that no one saw coming. Whether it was dribbling in tight spaces, threading an impossible pass, or pulling off a piece of skill that left opponents stunned, Beardsley had an ability to turn a game on its head in an instant. But Beardsley wasn't just unique in the way he played. He also stood out for the way he looked. In an era when most footballers were clean-shaven, especially in the 1980s and early 90s, his full, often slightly untamed beard made him instantly recognisable. It became a visual trademark, something that set him apart and added to his unconventional image. And it wasn't just the beard. Beardsley didn't have the stereotypical footballer's physique, or the polished, camera-ready good looks that many top players of the time had. Instead, he carried himself with an everyman quality, someone who didn't look like the biggest threat on the pitch until he had the ball at his feet, at which point he became completely unplayable. More than anything, Beardsley played with his head up. He was always thinking, always looking for that next opportunity. He wasn't just about dazzling individual skill. He used his talent to create chances, to link play in ways that others didn't see. His game wasn't about rigid formations or predictable patterns. It was about instinct, improvisation, and creativity. He saw the game differently, and that vision, combined with his incredible technical ability, made him one of the most unique players of his generation. The start of his career wasn't exactly a dream debut, but he fought his way to the top and made a name for himself among the best. He didn't walk into the game as a superstar, nor did he take the usual path to success. In fact, his early days were full of rejection. As a youth player, he honed his skills at Wallsend Boys Club in North Tyneside, a breeding ground for future footballing talent. It was there that he shared the pitch with another future star, Steve Bruce. The two even went for a trial at Gillingham together in 1977. Bruce got the nod, Beardsley didn't. It was the first of several setbacks. Burnley and Cambridge United also passed on him, and for a while it looked like his dream of becoming a professional footballer might never materialise. But Beardsley wasn't the type to give up. His big break finally came in 1978 when he signed with Carlisle United. It wasn't the most glamorous start, but it was a start. Over the next few years, he proved his worth, netting 22 goals in 104 league games and playing a key role in Carlisle's promotion to the second division at the end of the 1981-82 season. Around this time, Beardsley also found himself in Canada, playing 3 seasons for Vancouver Whitecaps in the North American Soccer League. His time there not only gave him invaluable experience, but also helped shape the unpredictable, creative style that would later define his career. Then came a brief and forgettable stint at Manchester United. He joined the club in 1982, but made just one official appearance, a League Cup tie against Bournemouth. That was it. He never broke into the first team, and just like that, his Old Trafford adventure was over. It could have been another career-defining setback, but instead, it became just another chapter in his long and winding journey. In September 1983, he got a second chance with Newcastle United, and this time he made sure to grab it with both hands. Returning to Newcastle was a game-changer for Beardsley. He signed for £150,000 and instantly won over the fans. His debut came just a day after signing, in a 1-1 draw with Beardsley. Before long, he was dazzling the supporters with his flair, vision, and ability to create and score goals. He formed an exciting partnership with the legendary Kevin Keegan, and together they helped Newcastle secure promotion to the First Division in 1984. Beardsley's 20 league goals played a crucial part in that success. He wasn't just a playmaker, he had an eye for goal too. One of the standout moments from his early Newcastle days came when he scored a hat-trick against Manchester City in a thrilling 5-0 win. Adjusting to the First Division didn't seem to be a problem for Beardsley. He carried his fine form into the top flight, scoring 17 goals in his first season as Newcastle finished mid-table. His unpredictability on the ball made him a nightmare for defenders. He wasn't the biggest or the fastest, but he had something special, an ability to see the game differently. He could dribble past players in tight spaces, pick out impossible passes, and finish with precision. In 1985, he added another memorable moment to his growing collection, scoring a hat-trick against arch-rival Sunderland on New Year's Day. By the mid-1980s, Beardsley's stock was rising fast. He was becoming an England regular, and after the 1986 World Cup, where he played a key role in England's run to the quarter-finals, bigger clubs came calling. Newcastle struggled during the 1986-87 season, finishing just above the relegation zone, and when Liverpool came in with a record-breaking £1.9 million offer, the club couldn't refuse. Beardsley's time on Tyneside had come to an end, but his career was about to hit new heights. At Liverpool, he joined forces with John Barnes and John Aldridge to form one of the most exciting attacking trios in English football. His debut came against Arsenal in 1987, and it set the tone for the season. Liverpool were unstoppable, going 29 games unbeaten and cruising to the league title with ease. Beardsley wasn't just along for the ride, he played a massive part, scoring 15 league goals. The season ended on a sour note though, as Liverpool were shocked by Wimbledon in the FA Cup final. Over the next few years, he continued to shine at Anfield. The return of Ian Rush in 1988 changed Liverpool's attacking setup, but Beardsley adapted, playing both as a forward and in a deeper creative role. In 1989, he was deeply affected by the Hillsborough disaster, attending funerals and visiting injured fans in hospitals. He was part of the side that won the FA Cup that year, but suffered heartbreak as Liverpool lost the league title to Arsenal in dramatic fashion. Liverpool won the league again in 1989-90, but change was coming. Kenny Dalglish resigned in 1991, and new manager Graham Souness didn't see Beardsley as a key part of his plans. Despite scoring 11 league goals that season, he found himself out of favour and, in a surprising move, joined Liverpool's biggest rivals. Switching to Everton in 1991 was a bold move, but Beardsley won over the fans with his performances. He became one of the few players to score for both Liverpool and Everton in Merseyside derbies. In 2 seasons at Goodison Park, he scored 25 goals in 81 games, but financial difficulties at the club meant that when Newcastle came calling again in 1993, Everton had to let him go. His return to Newcastle coincided with the club's resurgence under Kevin Keegan. He formed a deadly partnership with Andy Cole, scoring 25 goals as Newcastle finished third in their first season back in the top flight. He was now playing some of the best football of his career, leading Newcastle's charge for the Premier League title in 1995 to 96. They came agonisingly close, but were beaten by Manchester United in the final stretch. The following season, they finished second again, and Beardsley, now playing a deeper midfield role, continued to be a vital presence. In 1997, at the age of 36, Beardsley left Newcastle for Bolton Wanderers. He then had brief spells at Manchester City, Fulham and Hartlepool before finishing his career with Melbourne Knights in Australia. Across his 2-decade-long career, he played nearly 800 games and scored 238 goals. His honours included league titles with Liverpool and promotion campaigns with both Carlisle and Newcastle. Even after retirement, he never truly left the game. In 2012, he made a surprise appearance in a friendly match for Cambridge United against Newcastle's reserves, celebrating Cambridge's 100th anniversary. It was a reminder of his enduring love for football and his unique ability to leave a lasting impact wherever he played. That wraps up today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.